Hey guys, we're going live here. Don't normally go too live, but we're going live today. We're here at the lake, and I thought today would be a great day to open up this month's Monster Bass box. Or bag. Got a bag. So, here we go, guys. Here's what we got. Monster Bass bag. They're sending us bags. This is probably now the 6th bag that we've gotten. So, we're going to open it up. And I thought, you know what? Maybe I'll just go live and do it. This way, if I make a mistake, you guys can laugh. or not. Maybe I won't make mistakes. Maybe I'll be like perfect on today. But we're going to finally, what we're going to say. So, like I said, we're live today. I'm on the phone. And I don't normally go live when I'm out on location. Like today. Oh boy, it's pretty, isn't it? It really is pretty. So, take a look. Take a look-see. So what I've been noticing is, well, as you know, I'm on YouTube here with you right now. I've been noticing, let's turn you up a little bit, shall we? Surely. There we go. I've been on YouTube for a little bit now. I have just over 6,500 subscribers. Thank you so much for all of you subscribing. And I thought, hey, I'm watching YouTube just like you guys are. And once in a while, I'll check it out. And I'm like, watching guys fish. And I'm like, what is going on here? And they've been live for like hours. And I'm thinking, am I crazy? Am I just watching somebody fish for 4 hours while they're on live? And I'll go back and forth and I'll keep looking in and I'll be like, they're live. They're just fishing live, not doing much more than just casting along and hoping for the best. But as I said, today I'm going to be tearing into the Monster Bass bag, and stick around. Let's see what we got in here. Maybe what we'll do here is oh, it is a great day for fishing. Thank you. I should be out there, right? Yeah, I should be fishing instead of tearing open what's in here. But maybe there's something in here that's going to be worthwhile to get into the water and see if we can catch something with what Monster Bass thinks is this time of month's lures. So let's tear right into it. Let's tear right into it. Got some scissors here. Let's tear this open. It does look like a great day for fishing. I should be fishing. It's beautiful here. We're in New Jersey. And yeah, we got a real nice day here. So here's what we got in the Monster Bass bag. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Like I said, we're live. Live right now. Bait makers, I see you. Let's see what we got. All right. Uh-oh. Take a look at this. They got the golden ticket back in there. Which means that if you watch on their YouTube podcast, they pick a winner and they give you prizes. So this is what it kind of looks like. Don't use my number. Don't use my number. Let's see what we got else in there. All right, so they're doing the golden tickets again. So we got to keep an eye open for Monster Bass. If you want to subscribe to Monster Bass, you'll see that they usually do a rundown of what lures come in their bags. And they'll talk about them too. And they usually have guests on and they'll talk about different things. But let's see what else we have in here. They give us a pamphlet. This pretty much is going to describe all the different types of lures that come in this bag. But we're going to take a look at these and make a decision ourselves of what we think about these lures. Oh, look, I got one of my my first screw-ups. So maybe we can go back and fix that. Not really. We're live, so you can't fix those things. It is what it is. It takes a lot of bravery to go on live. Not really. I'm just a goof. All right, so what do we got here? Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. This is Monster Bass's version of their walking bait. I have a couple walking baits from Monster Bass. Some of the paint styles were a little bit off the wall. Did some crackly paint, stuff like that. But this has a little bit nicer color. See, they're using the Mustang hooks, which are pretty decent hooks, the red color. It's a fairly big lure. Show it out to you a little bit. Pretty nice. Like the feathered back end. So this is going to be like a walking bait Kind of like a plug. Nice bait. I like the colors. Monster Bass built. I haven't caught anything on the Monster Bass ones yet, to be honest with you. Have you? Have any one of you caught anything on the Monster Bass plugs as of yet? Or the walking baits? Not as of yet, I haven't. Done pretty good on the Yozuris, which actually came in the Monster Bass bag. Just in case you're just getting in, we're ripping open the Monster Bass bag. See what we got in there. This is our first lure. Let's see what else we got. Let's see what else we got in the bag. Let's see. Oh, okay. Got a frog. Let's see. This is a voodoo frog. Voodoo frog. Not a bad looking lure. What do you think? Don't know if I'm all about the gold color in it. Let's tear into this thing. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see what it looks like. Half ounce. I don't know. You know, I never really think about the weights of the frogs. Do you? Do you ever consider what weight frog you're throwing at the time? I don't know. I don't ever really think about that. You know, I kind of just chuck them out there and hope for the best. They all seem to chuck pretty good. I know they throw further if you get some water in them, but this, I don't know. Not in love with that gold flake, but that'll be on the bottom. Looks like they kind of clipped down the legs already. Kind of see like the legs are kind of already clipped down. You know, I don't know. Definitely needs a bend out on those hooks. Look how tight those hooks are. So we're going to definitely have to bend those out. But it's got pretty much a Strike King shape, in my opinion. They definitely tried to seal it to keep water from going in. I don't know. Sometimes I don't care if the water gets in there. Feels like when the water gets in there on the frogs, you can kind of just really zing them out there. And it's always nice to get the good casting distance with any kind of lure that you're throwing. All right, so that was our second lure that we opened up. And again, that was a voodoo frog. Voodoo frog. All right. Monster Bass bags. We're still opening them. I'm going to throw this up once in a while just in case someone else adds in to see what we're opening up. I didn't even name this video. I just decided to go live. So if you're here and you're interested, see what came in the Monster Bass mystery bag this time of year, hang out. Let's see what else we got. Going with our third lure. For those of you who just joined us, we opened up the first one, was a walking bait. Second lure was a frog. Oh, you left already? I was showing you we had a frog. All right. Oh, I guess he wasn't interested in frogs. Let's see what else we got in the Monster Bass bag. Let's go, let's go. All right. We got ourselves a little popper. Pupper. This is by Arc, Team Arc. I kind of like their lures. I've been having some success on there. I had a lure come in one of the other Monster Bass bags. It was like a kind of a rattle trap lipless crank. I threw it in right here at the lake and we just zapped away at him. So let's pop this baby open. This is an Arc TP70. 70 is going to be the size. And it looks like a little popper. See you guy here. Oh, I like the colors on this one. What do you guys think? Little popper, got a nice orange belly on him. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts? Yeah, and I like the eye design on the Arcs. They got those sharp eyes on them. I like the colors a lot on this. This might be pretty good. This might be pretty good. All right, that was our third lure that we got in the Monster Bass bag. Again, we're tearing into the Monster Bass bag. Let's see what else we got. See what else we got in the Monster Bass bag. We're staying with the lures so far. Oh, I think we got a good one. Yeah. I'm feeling this one. See what we got there? We got ourselves a whopper plopper. Not my first choice in colors. But anytime you get a whopper plopper in your hands, they're so much fun. So much fun to cast. Let's get them out there. I'll show you the whopper plopper. This is a 90 size. 90 is a good size. I usually like throwing, I think they're the 120s or the 90s. Wait, this is a 90. I think they're the 120s. Kind of got a little bit more of a bubbled up belly. But these aren't cheap lures, so I can appreciate these lures coming at us. All right, so here's what we got here. That is a whopper plopper. Basically, we have this flipping tail here. These hooks are, these are vicious hooks. And there's been a lot of times that I've caught fish with the whopper plopper, and I find that not only do I hook them in the mouth, but I usually end up when they start moving around, I end up usually hooking them on the side of their body as well. It's surprising, you know, when you run these, you're thinking that the fish is going to come up from behind, but a lot of times when I use the whopper plopper, I find the fish is kind of coming up around and grabbing them from the front. They're getting caught up on this first hook. So yeah, nice colors. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts? Got a nice chartreuse line going through there. Whopper ploppers are really nice and well known for catching fish. So let's get to lure number 5. That was lure number 4. Lure number 4. Staying with the monster bass. I keep showing you the monster bass. Welcome to the live video here. You're welcome to comment if you like a video that you think you want me to throw today. I mean, I got a beautiful setting here. We're at the lake. If any of those lures are lures that you think you'd like to see thrown in and see if we can catch fish, I'll give it a shot. I will definitely give it a shot. All right, let's rip into the next monster bass item that monster bass thought will help us catch fish this time of year. Let's see what we got. Looks like we're going with soft baits. All right. We got a Elazitech. How do you guys say this? Elazitech? Elazitech, right? All right. Well, these look like little craws. They're kind of like a Helgamite. I don't know. What do you guys thought? What's your thoughts? It's kind of like a Helgamite. Wow. I'm going to tell you something right now. Randy, if you're still looking, this looks very similar. I wouldn't say exact, but very similar to the baits that you were making and you sent me out. But like the color. I don't know if they sent us anything to rig it up with, but that's the plastic they sent us. They're calling it boar hogs. So yeah. Right, let's see what else we got. Back into the monster bass bag. Let's see what the next item is. I'm going to kind of move over here a little bit because they sent us some terminal tackle, okay? These are Mustang hooks. What do we got here? What size? 2-aught. So I guess they're thinking, oh, throw that Helgamite looking bait on there, maybe Texas rigged. I don't know, you know, a lot of guys don't like when Monster Bass sends us hooks and stuff like that. They feel like, they're kind of getting kind of robbed. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? You know, I don't really feel like I'm being gypped, to be honest with you. It's kind of like, okay, I got more hooks. We all need hooks, so it doesn't turn me off one bit to get hooks. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Do you care if you get terminal tackle in these monster bass bags, or is it like a complete turn-off for you? Let me know in the comments. All right. Like I said, working on a monster bass bag. What we got? What else we got? Let's check it out. Okay, we got one more here. Oh, okay. All right. I don't normally usually go with the darker finesse worms. We got some finesse worms here made by Bass Mooch. Never heard of the brand, but a lot of the brands that we get through Monster Bass are going to be kind of, I don't want to say smaller brands, but just brands maybe you haven't heard of before. And it kind of gives us the opportunity to go out there and fish some new items. The problem with some of these things that they send us, sometimes they're hard to get if you do well with them. It's like, okay, where do I go now? So this is a finesse worm. They're calling it a flow worm 7-inch, black and blue. I don't normally go out and buy black and blue finesse worms, to be honest with you. So I'm going to give it a shot. I got a tournament coming up next couple weeks, and we've been doing a lot of different types of fishing. This might be something to throw on. Colors are nice. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. It's kind of got kind of the sun coming on us here, but yeah, I don't know. Sorry guys, sorry. I'm trying to give you a kind of look. Black and blue. The blue flakes are different size. A lot of times you don't see like the flakes are pretty uniform, but here they got like some big and small blue flakes, so very interesting. It's got that flat bottom, so when you're doing any kind of like shaky head or drop shot, as you pick it up, that's going to kind of allow it to kind of flip around on the water. So, all right, that was that. Bass Mooch. Never heard of him. Bass Mooch. I don't know. Bass Mooch baits. If you guys ever heard of them, leave a message in the comments if you used these before and had any success. Again, no terminal tackle for this. So I guess we're just supposed to go out on our own and make sure that you have either shaky heads or drop shots to be able to use these, because right now, I mean, just giving me Mustang weedless hooks, I mean, am I supposed to put these on here? I mean, they're finesse worms. I'm not sure. Oh, yay! Oh, we just had some people come on, and then it was like, as soon as that one person came off, it was like, hey, don't watch this. And then both people popped off. You know, I could kind of see who's watching at the time, so it's kind of fun in a way. You know, I got some comments, and that's fun as well. And let's take a look at what we have here to offer. This beautiful lake, and we're really enjoying ourselves here. Beautiful day today. I think the next couple days here in New Jersey are going to be really sweet for fishing. I got a fishing trip coming on Sunday. Maybe I'll bring the cameras around, bring you guys along, see if we can catch some fish. I don't know. Our last little item that they always provide us in the MonsterBass bags is they like giving us stickers. And this sticker's got, it's got Rick in his old age catching a fish. So that's a joke, Rick. That's just a joke. Hey, Rick, I do really appreciate all the bags that you've been sending us. Really nice items. Appreciate what came in the bag. We always love whopper ploppers. We know the value of a whopper plopper. We've all bought them. So, you know, when you're getting a whopper plopper in one of the bags, and I'm going to kind of wrap this up. So if you've ever been in the store and saw a whopper plopper, you can kind of get an idea what this is and the value of it. So this is going to be the whopper plopper, and these are usually, I would say, anywhere from $14 to $18, depending on where you're going to get them. I usually don't see these only but in tackle shops. You're not usually going to be able to get these like in your Walmarts or your discount stores. They rarely carry these. This is river to sea. These are very good lures, so thanks so much for that. Again, getting back to some of the other items, I'm going to package them, so if you happen to see them in the stores, you might be able to say, hey, that value is good. I would say on any kind of frogs we buy, and this was one of the other items here. This is made by Hendrix Fishing. Never heard of them, but again, like I said, you're going to get lures that you may have never heard of in the MonsterBass bags. So they're using Mustang hooks, I'm reading here, and the rubber is supposed to be super soft. And actually, they have a 15% discount on here. So this company is working directly with MonsterBass. So they actually have put on the back of their sheet here that there's a code there. You might even be able to click on that if you want. Go ahead and try to click on that with your phones, and you could probably receive that 15% just by watching my video. So yeah, so they're giving us the frog here. The frog was by Hendrix Fishing, and they have a 15% discount code for MonsterBass. So we'll try the frog out. Like I said, the colors are a little wackadoo, but you know, sometimes these fish are just hitting on the weirder stuff. All right. Getting back to some of the items that MonsterBass gave us. Like I said, I'm kind of packaging these back up, so if you see them, you might be able to, you know, say, oh, I know the value of that. All right, so anyway, we're back to the MonsterBass. They're calling this the Ragnar. It's a walking bait. This is their packaging. I like the MonsterBass packaging. It's getting a little nicer. It's not looking so thrown together. It's starting to look a little nicer as far as what we can almost expect to see in our tackle shops. So kudos on the packaging. The packaging's starting to pick up a little bit. And then, of course, the last but not least, like I said, I wanted to get these in. So if you see these in the stores, you can kind of get an idea. This is the Team Arc, and this is the TP70. This is a popper bait. And so overall, I'm pretty pleased. I'm pretty pleased with the lure selection. Let's see if I can hold all these. So these were the 4 lures they gave us. Sorry if I blind you. This is all in the MonsterBass bag this month. So these were the 4 lures. These were the 2 plastics. So we got an Elastic, and which is made by Z-Man, and we also have the Bass Mooch finesse worms. So you know, you have 2 different types of ways of fishing. Am I completely satisfied with their thought of sending me just regular offset hooks? Yeah, I can use the offset hooks here. I mean, I probably want to add a weight to keep it kind of low. The offset hooks, when it comes to finesse worms, kind of doesn't really fit the bill, but I always use hooks, so yeah, I can't be too disappointed by just getting hooks. So it is what it is. All right, and like I said, MonsterBass has that golden ticket coming back up, and they gave us this little teeny itsy bitsy witty bitty sticker. So you know, get involved with MonsterBass and see if you can, you know, win one of their prizes. All right. MonsterBass bag. That's all it's got to offer this month, but I think we did pretty good. 4 lures, 2 soft plastics, a little bit of terminal tackle, a chance to win more baits with their golden ticket. Just really thought it'd be a nice day to come out, just kind of look out. I don't know. What do you think? Should we cast something out? What do you think? What do you think we should tie on? I mean, they're pretty much going topwater here, which the topwater bite come fall starts getting kind of hot. You know, it's you always think topwater when it's summer, but right now they're going to start feeding. The thing of it is, we need those blow-ups. We need to see some movement, and right now this lake is just whew, silent. There's nothing happening here. You see anything? I don't see anything. I'm not seeing one break in the water. No one break. And you know, your thought is, ooh, maybe I could be the break in the water. I could throw on one of these guys and make the break. Make the break. Fish are definitely going to say, ooh, something's happening up there. I want to give it a shot. We all love whopper ploppers. Let's throw the whopper plopper on. Let's throw the whopper plopper on. Here we go. We're going to go into the back of the truck here. And I figured, what the heck. Like I said, you know, with the live, I've been going around and checking out some videos. And I'm like, oh, look, this guy's live. And I'll check him out and I'll be like, all right, well, he's not really doing anything. He's not saying anything. I don't know if saying anything is even a value anymore. It's just watching a guy fish, watching his back. Not catching any fish, just pretty much on. So, like I said, let's see what we got here. What do we want to throw here? What do we want to throw here? Okay. I've selected my weapon. All right, let's see what we got here. So we're going to throw on the whopper plopper. And our rod and reel of choice today for the whopper plopper is going to be, this is my walking bait rod. This is a St. Croix Bass X Blue. They don't make these anymore. But I'm going to say, when it comes to the Bass X, if you see a blue in the store, grab it. It is by far, in my opinion, the nicest of all the Bass X. You got your Bass X green. I've tried the Bass X green. I wasn't entirely happy with the grips on that. The grips were getting a little bit uncomfortable. This has a very close grip to the St. Croix Victory, and we're kind of going off track here, aren't we? But it is what it is. You never know how life's going to go. It could switch around in a heartbeat. So we're going to cut that guy off. As I said, we're going to go with the whopper plopper that came into the MonsterBass bag. We're going to give it a shot. Yeah, I know, we're still live. 26 minutes alive. 26 minutes with Kirk. I know, it's a pain in the butt. It's like, oh boy, man, this guy, we got to listen to this guy. You can click off. You can click off. Or you can come back on and see if, okay, did Kirk catch a fish yet? Maybe. Maybe it is. I don't know. All right, so we're going to tie this guy on. All right, the reason I decided to pick this particular rod and reel is this rod and reel is basically specific for top water. I've got it wound up with braided line. I've got 20-pound braided line with a 10-pound monofilament, which floats, as we all know. So it keeps your bait up real nice. So let's get tied on. We are live. We are live. We are live. Hey, you came in on a real exciting part, didn't you? Well, just so in case you're wondering, we're tying on a whopper plopper that came into this month's MonsterBass bag, and we're going to give it a shot. We're going to give a shot to a lure that MonsterBass thought we would catch fish with this time of year. And he's gone. I was just trying to let you know what we're doing. It's kind of funny because I can kind of interact with nobody, but I can see you come on and come off. But I appreciate you checking it out for just that moment. I mean, I get a view, so that's cool. I still get a view. So here we go. We're going to try the MonsterBass selected whopper plopper. We're going to throw it a few times. The water is super duper. It's real still. So I'm going to get on here on the dock. We'll throw a couple whopper plopper casts. Like I said, not much water movement at all. Let's see if MonsterBass knows what's going on here in New Jersey. You know, a lot of times our biggest problem here with these boxes is that we're in New Jersey, we're in the north. All right, so the trouble that we have here in the north is a lot of the lures that are being tested are tested in the south. So a lot of times we really don't have the luxury that the southerners have. We don't have as big a fish. We do have smallmouth, so we got you there. But a lot of the lures that they use that are catching fish in the south don't always work as well here in the north. The whopper ploppers work. So let's get this guy going. Let's see if we can get anybody excited. Whopper plopper. Whopper plopper throw number 1. Oh, it would be so cool if we caught one. It would really be cool if we caught one today. Live. It's hard enough time trying to catch one. It's hard enough time trying to catch a fish when you're just recording. I'm gonna try to catch one live. Got a lot of duckweed going on here today. Now we're starting to see a little ripple movement now with the whopper plopper going out there and making some splash. So here's what we're fishing today. Going back to it, I got a St. Croix Bass X Blue. As you can see, Bass X Blue. I really like the rods. As I said, was going into before Bass X Red, Bass X Yellow. I wasn't as happy with them. I've tried them. Bass X Blue, if you see them still on the market, time to get them. Time to get them. They're going away. I'm running this with a Daiwa 100 reel, 20 pound braided line with a 10-pound monofilament leader. So we are throwing the whopper plopper that came in the MonsterBass bag. Figured out, what the heck, let's give it a shot. Let's see if we can catch something with what MonsterBass thinks is going to be the lures that catch fish this time of year. I don't know. What's your thoughts? Do you like whopper ploppers? I do. There's nothing like a quiet day and on a quiet morning fishing a whopper plopper and just hearing that. I know I do that pretty good, don't I? But can we get a fish excited with the whopper plopper that came in the MonsterBass bag? They provided us with a 90 size, kind of a white color with a chartreuse line going through it. I've seen a lot of jerk baits with this color. Can be hard to say. Be hard to say. You want to see the lure? Okay. Here you go. Let's see what we get. If I catch one here, I'm probably going to curse. So, probably an excitement. So, I apologize in advance. Not too much chop on the water this morning. So what's your technique when you fish the whopper plopper? When you fish the whopper plopper, a lot of guys have lots of different techniques. Some guys just zip it right back in. Some guys pop and stall. Some guys just rip. I don't know. Always feels like I'm catching him on the retrieve, to be honest with you. See if we can let that sit there just for a moment. Let those ripple rings kind of die out. Let the fish know, ooh, I feel something's going on up there. And then we'll start bringing them in. I gotta tell you, the Whopper Plopper 90 has some good balance. Pretty happy with it. I usually fish the 120s. I think they're 120s. Oh, they're 110s. They're 110s. They got the bigger belly on them. Once in a while I'll fish those and they like to twist a little bit and like to turn. I've heard people complain about their line spinning around. And if you have that problem, lift your tip a little bit, and that's going to get the nose of the whopper plopper up a little bit, and you won't get as much line twist. There was somebody talking to me the other day that he was getting really crazy line twist, and that means that your lure is just rolling in the water. You don't want that to happen. If that's happening, just bring your tip up a little bit on your whopper plopper, and you'll find that it's not going to twist as much. It's going to keep that tail down, and it's going to make the plops it needs to make, but it's not going to twist up your line. Yeah, because then you go in and fish some different lure, and you can't bring it back correctly because your line's all twisted up. Much like a rooster tail will do to your line. If you've ever fished a rooster tail, once in a while you'll fish a rooster tail, especially without a swivel, that thing will just twist your line right up. And you kind of try to figure out, oh man, you blame all kinds of different things. All right, let's take some casts over here. Got a lot of weeds to worry about over here, but with weeds come fish. Almost have to steer this guy a little bit. So here's where I'm casting now. Kind of this weeded up area here. So we got a lot of duckweed kind of hanging out on the top. You can see that. So I'm just going to try to land it in between them and just to kind of guide the lure through. The water was really super still when I got here this morning. Any of the ripple that you see right now is basically from me walking out on the dock and the whopper plopper making some movement. Maybe on this side, the frog would actually have been a better choice due to all the weeds. But, you know, with open water, you can throw a whopper plopper. The whopper plopper's hooks will hook up on weeds, and it'll drag that guy right down. I'm trying to do a little steering here to keep it out of that weed factor best I can. So where are you guys watching from? I'm here in New Jersey. Throw a comment up. Let me know where you're from. Let me know where you're fishing today. Or if you're not fishing today, where you're sitting at your coffee table, enjoying your cup of coffee, watching. Let me know where you're at. I live in northern New Jersey. I have, right nearby me, I've got a couple different areas that I can fish. I've got a lake right here at this lake here. This is within a mile from my house. I've got two river systems. I've got the Polandskill River and I have the Delaware River. And I've got two ponds that I can fish. One's a public pond, one's a private pond. I'm sure a couple of you are going to be kind of mad at me that I fished a pond that was a private pond, a privately owned pond, and it was an abandoned house. I went to the house, I knocked at the door, no one was there. I tried to find out if that fishing was available on that property. The town told me that no one's been at the property for over 10-15 years. No one's been paying the taxes for 10 to 15 years. So in my opinion, public property, right? No one's paying taxes on it. So it's town property. So I fished it. I didn't catch any fish, but boy, did I get a lot of negative comments. I didn't get shot. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Well, a couple of you guys would have liked it when I got shot, but I didn't. I didn't even fall in. And quite frankly, it was only about 6 inches worth of water. But we didn't catch any fish there. But back to the lake, fishing the whopper plopper. So on the whopper plopper, as I was saying before, I really never experienced too much line twist, to be honest with you, with the popper plopper, with the wobbler. Let me try this one more time. With the whopper plopper myself, but as I just brought my last retrieve in, I kind of had my tip down, and boy, was he flipping, was he rolling. So keep that tip up. That tip up is going to make a lot of difference. I just let that tip go down, and my whopper plopper was barreling. So we definitely don't want that. Yeah, I keep that tip up. I can keep the chin up of my whopper plopper. No problem with line twist. No problem with barreling. Get back over in these weeds over here. Well, you know what? It is still rolling a little bit. We are still getting a little bit of roll, which is kind of disappointing. And yeah. Hey, how are you? I'm just going to pretend you're talking to me. Oh, hey, how are you? Welcome to the live with Kirk. Oh, by the way, I'm Kirk. Just in case you didn't know who I was, I'm Kirk. I think we picked up a little duckweed on this one. So here's what we're dealing with. When you see that duckweed out there, we can just run over it, and that's it. That's all top water. That's all just sitting out there, top water. So far, no fish with the whopper plopper, but we're going to keep at it. We're live. We're live. We opened up the MonsterBass bag. We got a whopper plopper in the bag, decided to throw it on and give it a couple casts, see if we can catch something. So far, we haven't caught anything. It's going to be a long video. That happens sometimes. Nothing yet with the whopper plopper. I don't know. I don't know if we really should bother throwing anything in. I really didn't feel like today was going to be a top water day, to be honest with you. You know, my first thought was just to come out here and I was going to throw that swim jig around. I've been working a lot with the swim jig, trying to really get comfortable with it. And I've been catching some fish. And as I say that, I saw my first jumper. I've been really working the swim jig a lot, but today we're playing with the whopper plopper. Okay, this could be bad. I'm turning my brake way down. We're going to try to get a little bit further out. So we're turning our brake down or off to the off position to see if we can get a little further cast. got the distance, and we didn't backlash. So that makes me happy, happy. Joy, joy, happy, happy. Joy, joy. All right, we're gonna do it. Turn that brake down one more notch, see if we can get a little further. Okay, I would say by one click down, we got about another 3 feet. All right, it's a yard, that's not bad. Hey, you know, if you need a yard for a first down, that's a good guy. So just in case you're joining us, just want to let you know, we just tore into the MonsterBass bag and it gave us a river to sea whopper plopper. And we thought, why not rip it out? We're at the lake. Let's tear it out, throw it on the line, and get it casted out. See if we can't catch a fish. It's been a pretty quiet day so far. I just saw my first fish jump since I started. And he was way out there in that green. So I've been trying to release my brake a little bit each cast to see if I can get a little further out there. I have been able to get about 3 yards, or I'm sorry, about a yard to 2 yards each time I click down on my brake. Let's see if this gets a little further now. Yeah, I was a little late on my thumb, but not bad. No backlash. And we did get, I didn't feel like we got the distance. I think we went up too much on that one. Okay, well, nothing yet with the whopper plopper. We're going to stay after it. Got another casting. I just had a fish jump right behind me, like on the end of the dock. So, whopper plopper. So there's no title to this video as of yet. All right, we just decided to jump on live. I was just going to record the video and put it out later. But I said, what the heck, you know what? We'll go live with it. Probably should have titled it so you guys know what you're looking for. We'll title it later. Like I said, we've been, I would say the first 25 minutes of this video was us opening the MonsterBass bag. So if you'd like to go back and see the opening, you can. And we decided to pull out the whopper plopper out of all the lures they gave us. Thought today would be a good topwater day, but it really isn't. I haven't really seen too many blow-ups yet, but I figured what the heck, we'll get out here, we'll chuck it out there, and got a backlash. Got a backlash. Who doesn't love watching someone live on YouTube trying to untie a backlash, right? I mean, isn't that just the funnest? And yeah, backlashes happen. Backlashes happen. Welcome to my live video where backlashes happen. Got that out, thank goodness. All right, so we just backlashed hard. Just so you didn't think that, oh, maybe I don't backlash. Yeah, I backlash too. And basically I'm just trying to get further and further out with this whopper plopper. So I've been turning down my brake and trying to get a little bit further out each time. We're going to put that brake back up. You know, it's kind of interesting actually too, because I could see people coming in and out in real time, and you would be surprised how many people will click onto a video in less than, I mean, even 2 seconds. They click in, they click out. It's like, wow. It was like, just the picture of it was not appealing to them. Very strange. I've never seen anything like it. So it's kind of interesting. And welcome, by the way. I see you came by. Welcome to the Kirk channel. We just opened a MonsterBass bag, and I'm throwing one of the items that came in the bag. It's Whopper Plopper. We haven't had any success as of yet. And I was just talking about people coming in and out of the live session and how interesting it is that some of the people that come in on live will jump in, and I mean, like with an instant. I mean, almost like just 2 seconds. It's like, oh, nope, I don't like what I'm seeing, I'm out. We just saw that a couple times, but I see that you're here. Welcome. Like I said, we're trying to catch a fish. Maybe you're going to be the one that is here to catch a fish. Let's see. No, it's not a hula popper. It's a whopper plopper. I'll show it to you in a second. A hula popper would work here for sure. Here's where we're fishing. We got a whopper plopper. Came in the MonsterBass bag. Before you got here, we were tearing into this month's MonsterBass bag, and they actually included a whopper plopper, which is kind of awkward. Usually you don't see the high dollar items really come in there. And you know, not a super high dollar, but probably about $16 to $17. So no, we're not throwing a hula popper. I've thrown them a few times. It's kind of old technology that still works, surprisingly. But yep, we're throwing a whopper plopper. And oddly enough, I don't know if you can see the duckweed behind us. It's creeping in. So the wind has picked up a little bit, and it's blowing this duckweed, this green film that's over the water. It's blowing it closer to me. So I'm hoping the fish are kind of hiding under there, and I'm able to get closer to that line. Yeah, that line of green duckweed was about 6 feet from my casting distance, and now I can cast right to the edge of it. Yeah, I'd be real surprised if I saw a hula popper come in the MonsterBass bag, because it's such old technology. I mean, you can still buy a hula popper. They're still out there. I got a real old hula popper that's got a hand-tied feather on the back. Those were the things. Those were the rage back then. Oh, as this duckweed blows in on us, I'm picking up more and more weed factor on my lure. Yeah, now I can actually cast into the duckweed, which could be bad. I don't know. Unfortunately, my hooks pick up the duckweed, and they take some of my action away from my lure. Oh yeah, we're in trouble here. So that duckweed is blowing in, and when I was throwing in open water, just ahead of the duckweed, I had clear sailing. But now that that duckweed's blowing in, it's actually blowing in top ripped up weed, and I can barely get through it. I landed it in that time, and yeah, it made a real mess of my lure. So I'm gonna try to stay just on the edge there. Yeah, pretty soon I'm not going to be able to fish this area. The weed factor's just coming in like crazy. The back of the lake is clearing up from the weed factor, and all this duckweed is blowing in on us. I don't know. I don't know. We did get a popper actually in the MonsterBass bag. They sent us one by Team Arc. It was a 70 size, but I really feel like the Whopper Plopper is going to do a lot of action, a lot of noise top water. So I really feel like if I'm not getting any blow-ups on a Whopper Plopper or any kind of movement, that I don't know if that popper would really make much of a difference either, to be honest with you. Oh, check this out, guys. So I'm sitting here fishing on the stock, and I just found this little jig. Just sitting here. It's kind of broken. But I just found this little jig sitting here. Let's see if I can show you a little better. It looks homemade to me. It looks like a little cork. Yeah, it's a little piece of cork. I think it's homemade. Interesting. I just found it here. Do you want it? I'll give it away to you. Ugh. Yeah, this duckweed blowing in on me is really making it tough. It's really closing in on me and not giving me as much area to fish this top water without getting glommed up with a bunch of duckweed. Yeah, unfortunately, I really don't think this Whopper Plopper that MonsterBass sent us is going to be effective today. So, what do you think? They did give us a frog. Do you think we should throw that frog in on it and get up on top of that duckweed and just kind of drag across the duckweed? You do? What do you think? What's your thoughts on that? All right, maybe we'll throw that frog on there and see if that gives us any opportunities to catch a fish. And we'll throw it right on top of that duckweed and drag across. We'll do a little frog fishing while we're here too. I thought we were just going to do Whopper Plopper fishing, but I don't know, maybe we'll make a change. Want me to throw the frog? All right, we'll throw the frog. I see you. Whopper Plopper's coming off. This is the frog that we got with the MonsterBass bag. This was all started off as a monster bag opening, and this is one of the frogs that came with it. Not my favorite color, but hey, you never know. I'll show you. Let me know what you think about this frog. It's got kind of a gold sparkly bottom, black top, red eyes, don't mind that, pre-cut on the legs. I think I got to do a little bend out on the hook. The hooks to me look like they're way too deep into the body. I don't know, do you guys fish frogs a lot? Where I feel like when I fish the frog, I like to have those hooks opened up a little bit. I'm just going to turn them a little. Just a little, I'm not going to kill it. What we're going to do here is we're going to grab in this area here. We don't want to damage the hook in any way. We're just going to turn those guys up just a little bit. You want to stay away from the barb. All right. Wow, these hooks are really tied tight into this into the body of this frog. All right, we're gonna go with it. Okay, we got the frog thrown on. Let's throw it, see what happens. We're gonna stay with the same rig that we were throwing before. It would make a great, it's a great top water rod and reel. As I said, we're running a St. Croix. This is a Bass X Blue with a Daiwa Tutulo 100 and fluorocarbon, I'm sorry, running 20-pound braid with a 10-pound monofilament to keep us up and above the water surface. So we got the frog on by request. Thank you. Thank you very much. See what happens. As you can see, just that moment of tying that frog on. I mean, this weed factor has crept up on us. Let's get you guys set up good so you can see. Let's throw it right on there. Broadcast number 1. I mean, we are on weeds. We are on the weeds, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna let that kind of settle there for a second. Bring you over here a bit. Nothing better than topwater. Who doesn't love topwater, my friends? Who doesn't love topwater? Now some frogs, you can actually kind of walk them. And this frog's giving me a little walk. I was kind of surprised. It's not a, I wouldn't say it's a top of the line frog. It's made by Hendrix Lures. But I am getting a little bit of walk on this guy. Boy, I'll be excited if we get one. Wow, this weed factor has gotten crazy. All right, being I have the frog on, I've caught a few fish out in this corner by this tree, and we're gonna see if we can get right into that tree. Oh, this lure casts is a country mile. kind of nice to be able to throw a lure anywhere you want, top water, not worry about risking losing it because the weeds are just so, or the hooks are just so tucked in. Woo. It's a caster for sure. I did see a little bit of a break in the water where I'm casting. Come look. So when you're casting frogs, what's your cadence? Do you like to let them just drop in there? Are you quick bringing them back? Are you like kind of walking them? What's your type of retrieve? How do you retrieve your frog? Let me know in the comments. Kind of curious. Everybody seems to fish frogs a little differently. I was with one guy. He was just banging them out, bringing them back, banging them out, bringing them back. I feel like you want to have a little technique with it, don't you? Like kind of like bring him back a little bit, kind of let him sit in the water a little bit, kind of do-si-do him back, see if he comes, gets excited. I just remembered that we're fishing frog. I had to turn my drag way up because unlike some of the hooks that are just viciously sharp and you can catch them, the frogs, they have to penetrate. Well, basically you have to you have to penetrate through their lips, but the hooks are so broad that it's tough to catch a fish on them. I've had fish in past bass, they'll get the frog in their mouth, and it's inside their mouth. They pull it under. I go to set the hook, and I just pop it right out of their mouth. Disappointing. Take a look at this now. Take a look at where the duckweed is. I mean, I'm just surrounded. It's surrounded me. So the fishing has changed considerably here. Really considerably. So yeah, what was a nice clear open water pond or lake has now become just a green mess. And it's not that it's that windy out, it's just that the wind has shifted enough to turn the duckweed on me. And it's just kind of blowing in. And I'm watching the opposite side of the lake, which you'd have to have a boat basically to get out there. I'm just watching that clear up. Where I'm fishing right now, I don't think you could really fish anything else here but a frog at this point. Hey, welcome in. Appreciate you stopping by. So just in case you're just coming in, you're kind of like, hey, what are you doing? We ripped open a MonsterBass bag from this month's Platinum Series. It offered us a frog, gave us a whopper plopper, gave us a popper, regular popper, gave us a walking bait. Well, as I started to fish with a whopper plopper, this was all clear water. And as I showed our last buddy there, the wind has changed and it has blown all this duckweed scum over the lake here. So one of you said, hey, why don't you switch to a frog? The frog came in the bag, let's switch it up. And that's just what we did. We switched over to a frog. We've seen a little bit of movement, not too much as far as top water action, as far as any blowups. So we're running a frog here, provided by MonsterBass. Show you what we're dealing with here. It's got this kind of gold belly, black top, red eyes, pre-cut legs on the, I guess, what do you call these, tassels, skirts. I had to bend the hooks out a little bit. I felt like they were a little bit too tucked in on the body of the frog. Thanks for the like, I appreciate that. And yeah, we're trying to catch something out of here. And that concludes throwing the frog. My knot broke. Actually, what happened here? Ooh. So this is stuff that happens on live. My leader hooked up on the tip of my rod and snapped my line. And we just lost that cold frog. Sorry. So we lost my monofilament leader and we lost the frog. It went way over there. And at first I was like, wow, what a cast. But unfortunately our line broke. And yeah, we no longer have a leader on here. That's what happens. Hey, this stuff you can't edit out. Like when you break a line or something crazy happens on live, there's no way of going back and changing it. It is what it is. So I broke a line. So I think that's going to finish it up, guys. I wanted to thank you for stopping by. Appreciate all the likes. Appreciate all the comments. So that's going to be about it today, guys. I really appreciate you guys watching. If you missed some of the beginning when we opened up the bag, go back to the beginning, watch it again. I really appreciate you guys stopping by. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks a lot for stopping. Bye-bye. Yeah, I'm not sure how to turn this off. Let's see here. Let's see here. So we're still live because I'm not really sure how we stop. Okay. You guys know how to turn this off? All right. Okay, we're still live. Good tip, better hook. Hookups. Yeah. Rad, thanks. Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. Throw the frog, Sandra. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Now we're just trying to finish this live session up. And yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Really appreciate you guys watching. And that's going to do it for us today. Have a good one.